Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into a Monday day live stream. Today, we are going to talk about decentralized science. Two key events. One that happened that might change the shift for decentralized science, and the second that is coming up, which also has a huge impact on the space. We'll talk about those. We'll touch on what's going on in the broader crypto markets, and of course, we'll have some fun. Hopefully you guys are ready. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. Right now, we are seeing Bitcoin spend a considerable amount of time here just above $90,000. This is a very important area for us to maintain. Ideally, we will see Bitcoin come down and tap on this area of confluence here, where you can see multiple support regions coming in together. I'm talking the 200-day moving average. I'm talking the 100-day moving average. I'm talking that dotted line of support, the trend line we've held for the entire bull market. And of course, I'm talking this yellow dotted line that I'm holding right around $90,000 to $91,000. In a perfect world, we will back test, and we will explode upwards. That is what I think is actually going to take place right now, and I think it's really beneficial. So this week we'll probably see a little bit of pain. I also want to overlay the moon phases here just to show you that we just went into a new moon, which means that we historically will go down for the next 2 weeks, or at least one of those 2 weeks. So it does line up nicely for a retest. And then in 2 weeks, we can see a continuation back upwards to hit all-time highs. I'm not changing anything in my thesis, and I do not personally believe that this is a bull trap. Just for everyone who's watching, who doesn't normally come watch our live streams, I don't think that this is a bull market trap. I think this is a breakout in the making, just so that we're abundantly clear for anyone watching the recording as well. As far as Ethereum, we're seeing Ethereum coming back down, of course, because that is what everything's going to do. Let's get rid of these moon phases and go back onto the moving averages. We did break up, and for the first time in this sell-off, we touched the 50-day moving average, but we are getting rejected right now. So hopefully we can build out support above 1650, give or take, and then we can see the continuation. And for Solana looks a lot better than Ethereum. It definitely put in a higher high here, but it also had put in a lower low. So let's see if this reverse microphone pattern or this regular microphone pattern can play out, and we can kind of get a solid bounce off of 130 area this week. I do think we'll see a little bit of a bearish week this week, but hopefully we can find support, and that will be the final entry spot before we put in that final leg in the market. What's going on? King Alexander, welcome in. Rurales, how's it going? Two Reader, welcome. DeSci, Beagle, Jordy, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am wearing my Bio XYZ shirt today because it finally made its round in the laundry, and it is super comfortable. Makes me feel I did my pull-ups this morning, went on a nice walk. I am amped up and ready to go for the day. You guys should also be amped up and ready to go because it's Monday, baby. It's Monday. Hopefully you guys got well rested over the weekend. Now, as far as the news, the two events I was talking about. For Bitcoin, a retest of 86 to 90 region is also possible. Exactly. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think we'll get a retest. As far as the news, two huge events. Guys, listen to me for a second. There was a DeSci event at Harvard. Guys, do you know what that means? We're getting into mainstream academia, decentralized science. We had people, Andrew Hemingway here, go talk on a panel at Harvard. I guess I'll show you the panel first. We got Dr. Michael here from Stadium Science talking about DeSci at Harvard. We got Andrew Hemingway from DeSci Alliance here talking about Harvard. I kind of a little jealous. Where's my invite? We got, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know he's from Circular Protocol. He's always commenting on stuff. He's a social media warrior talking about decentralized science. We got Ray here from Health Launch and Winnie from Something Labs, all talking about decentralized science at Harvard. This is exciting because a lot of the people who are going to get into decentralized science are going to be these up and coming, more innovatively accepting people who are in university right now, people who don't have super established careers in academia, who need to get their foot in the door. This is going to allow for them to get their foot in the door. So this is exciting. This is what we need to see. We need to see a lot more people talking about decentralized science at these colleges, because they're going to be the people who are more likely to accept this, right? They don't already have an established career, and they don't come with great biases. So this is awesome. Andrew Hemingway here said, I spoke at a DeSci panel at Harvard on Saturday. After the panel, a young man approached me with a very worried look on his face. He asked a profound question. With the rapid rate of innovation in AI, DeSci, and deep tech, what does that mean for me as a human? We went in to tell me how concerned he was about the future of humanity. He's 19 and not alone. I would have liked to see a little bit of an expansion on this, a little bit more of what his thoughts are here. I'm probably going to give my thoughts, so I'm going to bookmark it, and I'm going to unlike it so that I can like it again and say, make sure you like the live stream. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Swivel Stick, never seen you here before. You say it's a trap. Well, I'd like to know your rationality behind why it is a trap. Would you please speak on why you believe this to be a trap, a bull market trap? I think it's setting up perfectly for something similar to what happened here. Right here, we broke up, we came down, we tested as support, and then we broke out. And that's what I think is happening again. We broke up, we come down, we test as support, and then we break out. And I think come breaking out above 100, we will get some confidence. Good morning, C90. Welcome in to the live stream. Is ETH on ETH? Do you think there will be a sell in May, go away tax harvesting due to underperformance? I do not think so. I know that it's dangerous to say this time is different, but I don't think we will see the sell in May and go away this time, because around May, in the next month or two, is when people are expecting rates to start coming down. And given the amount of uncertainty, this is not normal market conditions. So sell in May and go away is a common saying, right? It's when all the finance bros take the summer off, basically, and it is real. Usually we do get a boring market in the summertime, and then right in the beginning of the year, we get an exciting market as everyone's excited for the new year, and right at the end of the year, we get an exciting market as everyone's making moves in their portfolio, and you get Q4 earnings for the markets and everything. Oh, let's go. WC90, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Michael. Welcome into those investors, the Insiders Club. Happy to have you. W's in the chat, please, everyone. W. So generally speaking, sell in May and go away is something that you'll actually see. Now, I don't ever do it because I enjoy doing this and I don't want to go away. I don't like enjoying summertime. Shocker. No, I like enjoying summertime. Good morning, David. But right now, what I'm saying is that we're in a very peculiar market, right? Usually in sell in May and go away, the NASDAQ has not dropped 25%, right? Usually we're not below all the moving averages. And so I think this year we're going to see a lot more people stick around just because of the uncertainty in the market. And we go look at the Fed futures, and you can actually see that we're expecting some rate cuts here in the next couple months. So during that time period, we would get massive shifts in economic policy. We aren't going to be getting a rate cut this cycle. So in 9 days, when the Fed meets, we won't be getting a rate cut. What day is 9 days from now? 7, 8, 9. So on the 7th, I can just look right here. On May 7th, we won't be getting a rate cut. However, the market is predicting with pretty decent certainty right now that we will get one in June. It is shifting a little bit more aggressively to no rate cut in June, but June or July, I would expect a rate cut. And I think by December, the market's expecting 4 rate cuts, give or take. Yeah. So by the end of the year, we're expected to have 1% lower interest rates, and that is supposed to happen starting in that sell in May and go away, which means people, I think, will stick around a little bit more and then not actually just dip and go on vacations. So I don't think so, especially given that tax loss harvesting doesn't happen until the end of the year, right? People aren't tax loss harvesting right now unless they pay their quarterly taxes. What happened to Nerd Bunny sale? I think he tried to do it stealth. I think Delroy tried to do a really stealth Nerd Bunny sale, and I have not seen. I got to go ask him. Let me open up Telegram and ask him. I did ask him on the last day of the sale. I didn't end up buying it, which is a little bit embarrassing for me because I really wanted to. I really wanted to get into it, but I didn't end up doing it. I'll ask him for details. Yeah, he responded. He said, didn't go as planned. Kind of got sidelined a little bit. I asked him, do you guys have any questions? I know, they didn't raise shit. They didn't raise anything. Speaking of raises, we have another thing going on right now. And we have two things actually. Number one, we have Myco DAO, so a mushroom research focused DAO, not to be confused with psychedelic mushrooms, but I believe these will be more so just focused on fungi. Believe it or not, this coffee that I'm drinking in my Demon Slayer mug, you can't really see it because I finished most of it, but this is a mushroom coffee. So it has a little bit of instant coffee in it, and then mostly it is just mushrooms. So it's really good for focus, energy, and clarity of mind. Same thing goes for these loosey-goosey packs that I have. These little lip pillows, non-nicotine based. They are ashwagandha, L-theanine, redondia, and a little bit of kava, if you've ever heard of kava before. They're vanilla flavored, so they're not my favorite. I asked him, Venki, I think it's over, so I don't think you can withdraw now if you did get into it. We just got refunds. Okay, soft cap wasn't reached. There you go. So you're getting your money back. I asked him if he's gonna redo it, and I'll try and work with him this time to see if he's gonna end up doing it. A little fun fact there. So remember when we did the Nova Blocks pre-sale and everyone got super excited for it? I was me and Zoomer at the time. So me, Aaron, Lucas, and not really Leo. At the time, it was really just me doing it, but that's okay. Fun fact, I wrote the tokenomics for Nova Blocks. Fun fact. He gave me a first draft, I gave him a second draft, and we went with a nice intermediate of it. But the vesting and everything was a big chunk of me, and then the hack happened and we had to change a lot of the stuff, right? But little bragging points. But I helped intensively with the excitement and the launch of Nova Blocks. This one, he did not come looking for any kind of help, and the market was very different now. So hopefully in this next round, the market will be heating up, and I'll be able to step in and help out a bit, because we're getting to a point with Bill that I can actually start holding on and doing some other stuff soon. So very exciting. Never mind. I don't know. I asked him, Beagle. I'll report back probably by tomorrow. I thought those were the test samples for Erectus DAO. No. Next thing, yeah. So Myco DAO. So they're raising right now. They just hit the minimum. Remember, this is an auction style raise, which means you pick the price that you're willing to pay. Okay. I know we go over it every time that there's a bio raise, but this is not a set market cap. You bid on how much you're willing to spend for tokens. And so if you way overbid the current price, you will pay a very high price to get these tokens. Okay. And so really just pay close attention and bid what you're willing to pay. Has ETH finally made it home? It looks like it did make it home. We'll go pay attention to that in a second. Next thing up is Berberine and Punakalagan. Sure, I butchered that, but tomorrow they are launching. For the upcoming launch on April 29th, I hope you guys have been following along with the pump science notifications, and I know that the wait has been painful for us both, but I'm more hyped than ever. Yes, this is going to be a good raise. Let me go ahead and quote this and post it out there. The time is almost here. Tomorrow. And last but not least, I want to talk about pump science here. Tell Delroy to make it less confusing. I know, dude. Honestly, I don't think there should be a raise. I think he should just launch the token on Pump Fun. I think that's what should just happen. Good morning, Zaj. Damn, we got a full house today. W, everyone who's coming in. I appreciate all you guys for being here. I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. Hopefully you guys are too. Remember, we go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. Welcome to Pump Science, the on-chain drug discovery game, where tokens fund longevity research and survival is the scoreboard. Here's how to play. I love this, just for the record. I love this. Number 1, choose your player. Drug dev launches the compound, starts the game. Gem hunter finds the most promising compound. That's what I'm trying to be. Normie buys the best compound as a supplement. Yes, all of the launches for Pump Science are trying to become supplements. This is really, really cool. Death, the final boss. Hopefully none of you guys are death. Let me get a show of hands. Let's do a poll. Let's have an exciting time. Start a poll. Which are you? Sorry. Which are you? Let's type as quickly as we can. Drug dev. Gem hunter. I really like the gamification of what they're doing. I think that I said it all the time, but it breaks the barrier. It lowers the perceived threshold to get involved in science. You know, it's really cool. Your mission, launch a compound. Trading fees, fund longevity experiments. Nature does its thing. If it works, it becomes a product. We keep playing. If not, game over. But really, every game has a way to keep score. Ours has King of the Pill. The compound that extends life the most, it gets crowned. Hold the king and you will be rewarded. Airdrops from future launches, and as long as your compound reigns supreme. Yes, you heard that correctly. So whatever compound from Pump Science has the best performance gets airdrops from the next launches. So right now, if you're holding Euro, I believe, you get airdrops from Euro and Riff, because one did good on mice, one did good on flies, but you get rewards from the future launches. So that's really cool. It's an incentive mechanism to just keep holding. Every game has cheaters, snipers lurk in the trenches, wait to extract from token launches, trying to wreck the game before it even starts. How rude. I'm sure some of you guys are snipers. We gave our heroes a sword, aka anti-sniper tech. Dynamic fees on the bonding curve, dynamic fees on Meteora, punish the bots, protect the players. So when they are launching, they can keep fees aggressively high to stop snipers from coming in. And the system has failed us. No one is coming to save us. The future of research and development isn't a lab, it's a game, it's multiplayer. And the prize is life itself. Meet us in the lab. I love it. I'm really, really a big fan of what Pump Science is doing. I want to work even more with them. I'm trying to help out the drug devs as best I can to just have the most success that they can possibly have. But there you have it. There you have it. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I timed my entry on the new Pump Science token, still holding the previous 2 launches at negative 80%. Yeah, rip that. We got in crazy early. Could have become millionaires had we sold. Thought it was going to $1 billion. The dreaded story. Really, Riff and Euro, we got in. I know I talk about it all the time. Riff and Euro, we preached it on the live stream over and over and over again. I don't think many people really got into it. If you did get in, you only got in for like $100 or $200. They were at $5,000 and $10,000 market caps. They ripped up to $250 million. I was very, very convinced they were going to $1 billion, and now didn't sell nearly what I should have sold. Didn't even come close, but made a little handful of money there. Diddler. What the hell, Zach? Mods. I don't see no membership there. Mods, get Zach out of here. I'm Jesse Pinkman. The hell? Is Micah really an auction in which you bid? I only see how much SOL I want to contribute, both about bid price. Nothing about bid price is. Let's go look, Stare. Let's go and take a look. But remember, this should be fun. It should be fun. The market's heating up again, so I think it's going to be a good time. But let's go take a real look at the auction. Where is the link, guys? Where is the link? Dun, 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 dun. Is this gonna be Telegram? Yeah. What the freak? Oh, it's bioecosystem. Bioecosystem retweeted itself, and then bioprotocol retweeted bioecosystem. Am I in the bioprotocol or the bioecosystem Telegram? What the hell? Where's bioecosystem? Hello? There we go. I wasn't even in it. Oh my god, there's... Oh, no, that's safeguard. Okay. Okay, cool. There's 17,000 people in the bio protocol Telegram, but it doesn't say bioecosystem. Oh well. All right, so we got MycoDAO, we got SpineDAO and ReflexDAO. Holy shit. Then we got GlioDAO and KidneyDAO, Microbiome DAO, Nootropics DAO, Sleep DAO, Stem DAO. Athena DAO is already live. Holy shit, look at how many DAOs they're launching. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, it's a fundraising auction, okay? And so you're gonna put the amount that you're willing to contribute, accept the terms and conditions, no wallets available, you have to log in or sign up. Okay, the number of Myco tokens you receive will be determined at the final settlement price once the auction concludes. Maybe they redid it. I think they might have redone it. People were getting pretty pissed at the other one. So I think this is V2 of it all, right? So they probably changed it up. But the price goes up more and more the more money is raised. FDV 50K. FDV 100K. Minimum raise 2,000. So, yeah. I have to, you know what I can do? I can actually just go ask Bill, because I have not read I haven't read the specifics when CowDAO. Whenever we can get our act together, guys, Zach, whenever we get our act together, we can start CowDAO, all right? Okay? And then we can get farm-raised beef, grass-fed, not grain-fed, no seed oils, no junk, right? You know, the whole reason behind why we have to pasteurize our milk is because they were feeding the cows a literal toxic runoff waste, and then that contaminated the milk, and then the milk was really poor quality, and so they had to pasteurize it to make it clean. We should be drinking raw milk. And so we'll have pasture-raised cows eating grass that are giving us raw milk, and then we'll every year or every quarter, we will pick one cow to be sacrificed. We will all gather around, all members of the DAO. We will all gather around and we will do a wild hunt, and we will all dress up and sacrifice the cow, and then we will ship it off to everyone who's involved, and all members of CowDAO will get nice farm-raised beef, and it'll be a fraction of the cost, and it will only be to DAO members, and we will use the treasury of the DAO to purchase the cows and fund the fair treatment of these cows so that we know that they lived happy, healthy lives. They'll be true, exciting cows. We'll get Farmer Ed involved, and we do a regenerative farming, right? So then we'll have 4 plots of land, one where we raise some sort of crop. We'll do wheat or something, right? And then when the wheat is done, we'll move it over to this one, and we'll raise wheat here, we'll harvest the wheat here, and we'll put the cows into this one so that they can eat all the grass that's left over. And then next season, we'll rotate again, and we'll do wheat in this one, cows in this one, and then we'll go put little chickens in here to eat all of the bugs from the cow poop, right? And then we'll rotate again, we'll do wheat here, we'll put chickens here, we'll put cows here, and then in here, we'll just let it regroup for a minute, and then we'll rotate back. And it'll be nice and healthy fertilizer from all the shit that happened with the animals, and we'll just continue to rotate, and it'll be healthy, regenerative farming, and it'll be lit. It'll be awesome. It'll be the greatest farm anyone's ever seen. Why is it that we peak concurrent viewers when I go on a rant about absolute nonsense with eating shit and bugs? Crazy. This is fire though. Hell yeah, L Professor. Crypto is a big scam. WL Professor. W. Yeah. All crypto's a scam. That's why it's funding biotech startups. Yeah. Fire. This sounds like Alex Jones want to investigate us. I'm sure he would be an angel investor. Anyone have a connection to Alex Jones? I'm sure he'd be into it. As soon as you sacrifice that cow, it turns into a cult. Make no mistake, MK. We're already a cult. We are already a cult. All hail the mighty dollar. We've been a cult for years, guys. As soon as you tune in and hit subscribe on this channel, you become a member. The real cult members are the ones who have memberships. And C90 is bound and determined to make sure everyone is here for the cult. Dynex Fudders found the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Where's the FUD? I don't see no FUD. Very interested in what Bill has to say about MicroDAO. If he's already up to date, he's got me beat. Let's go check it out. Let me go. I can't show you guys yet because I just can't. It's not set up for front facing. I'd end up showing you some of the super secret phrases and codes and shit that make him work. So I can't show you that yet, but let's go ask him if he knows anything about MicroDAO. This cycle will be the last cycle for crypto. You know, El Professor, I almost agree with you. So I think that this cycle, the 4-year cycle, I think is potentially dying with this cycle. I think that we've gotten to a size in crypto that has encompassed more of a macro cycle. What do you want to call it? Embodiment, right? In which the 4-year cycle doesn't matter so much anymore. Let's go to Bitcoin all-time history index because that's where I have the halvings marked out. So I low-key agree that this might be one of the last 4-year cycles that are driven primarily by that. And the reason being is that we got so wrought with fraud and rug pulls and scams with the meme coins that happened because of pump science and everyone rushing to go copy pump science. What we've seen is Bitcoin dominance just continue to truck higher and higher and higher this cycle. I think a lot of people have realized that most altcoins are literally useless, right? They're kind of just elaborate MLMs mixed with Ponzi schemes, and a lot of them don't have a reason to exist. That one reason is why I'm a big fan of DPIN and DeSci, because they really have fundamental use cases behind it, right? There's some DPIN projects out there that you can go buy routers and put them up in your neighborhood or put them up in a city or around like sporting venues and actually help with people getting Wi-Fi and make it so that in surges of crowds, i.e. at a sporting venue, people can actually all connect to Wi-Fi and you can get paid for hosting your router there in the token, right? So those are really cool use cases. Decentralized science, we're lowering the barrier to biotech startups receiving funding, especially with the NIH cutting $4 billion in funding moving forward because of the Trump administration. A lot of new academic people are at a loss as to what to do. And so they need to turn to a more private round of funding, or they can turn to crowdsource funding with decentralized science. So I think a lot of the projects like that have a bright future, but overall, I agree with you that Bitcoin is mostly the dominant force here, and it's starting to pay a closer attention to things like the global liquidity here, which I finally got the chart pulled up. So global liquidity is really pushing the price more than anything. The halving cycle, of course, has an impact, but where the rewards are getting down to single tokens every 10 minutes, I think that that is having less and less of an impact on the total market cap for Bitcoin, right? And I think that the macro economy is going to be facing more of an impact. So hopefully that makes sense. I think the 4-year cycle, either this cycle or next cycle, is what's going to be dying out, and we will lead more into the macro economy with Bitcoin. Now, coincidentally, the macro economy and market cycles still exist in the broader financial markets. It's just they're a little bit longer usually. However, over the last like 10 years, it really has been every 4 years we get a pretty large scale pullback. It's honestly been every 2 years or so we get some pretty big pullbacks, but we got 36 concurrent viewers right now. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talk about decentralized science. Everyone who's stopping by, say hello. What do you guys view? Do you think that this is a bull trap on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, or do you think that this is the setup for the next leg higher? I'm curious what everyone thinks. while you guys are chit-chatting amongst yourselves, I'm going to go ask Bill what he thinks about MycoDAO. For anyone who doesn't know, Bill is my AI agent who is well-versed on all things decentralized science. He scanned over 50,000 pages of documentation to learn everything about DeSci. Let's go see. Chat with Bill. Let's see the name and everything on it. MycoDAO. What do they have? What's the hypothesis for MycoDAO? He should know, but I might have to update. I might have to go give him a specific page. Let's see. Damn, got a cool looking light paper here. Okay, this is kind of cool. Let's see, search, and yeah, okay, look at this. So I'll show you guys this. I'll show it to you. So I said, what's the hypothesis for MycoDAO? And this is what Bill said. So make sure you guys can see it good. He said, the hypothesis for MycoDAO project is centered around several key aspects. 1, heavy metal reduction. The project hypothesizes that trained fungi can reduce heavy metals within 2 years with an anticipated success rate of 80%. Discovering undiscovered mushrooms. There's potential for discovering 48,000 different undiscovered mushrooms that may have therapeutic implications. And then economic value. An estimated annual value of 2.5 trillion from undiscovered fungal compounds is anticipated. Let's see if it said anything about the economic incentivized plan, right? Let's see if they said anything about that, or if he went out and found that. Or it's also possible, no, look at right there, 2.5 trillion. So he's already scraped MycoDAO's website, the fundraising for it. That's crazy. That is really exciting to see. Do you guys have any specific questions? Let's test him. Let's test what he knows. Do you guys have anything specific about MycoDAO that you want me to ask him here? This cycle will be the last cycle for crypto. I already read that. Nobody said anything, which tells me that some of you guys are shy. You guys are shy. Supply and demand, there's always going to be some correlation to the approximate 4-year Bitcoin halving. I agree. It also turns out that like every 2 years, every 2.5 years, we get a every 1.5 years, I think we get a double-digit drop in the stock market. So it makes sense that we get similar stuff with Bitcoin and everything. Stare says, what are your new use case insights for Bill's token utility? Forgot to ask last Friday. It's really two-found. So there's a lot of potential with it and a lot of different ways that I want to go with it. There's really two-found things. 1, I want him to be our quant. I want him to do stuff like this, where you ask him anything and he's able to provide you with detailed analysis, detailed breakdowns of what you're looking for in decentralized science. So current news, new raises, project tokenomics, research behind the people who are doing the project, all those types of things, right? And the second thing that I want him to do outside of being our quant is I want him to be a spy in all of the DeSci projects. What do I mean by that? I want him searching in all group chats, all avenues of the internet for people talking about these projects so we can get an eye of social sentiment quicker than anyone else out there. Where a lot of the short-term trading propositions for crypto and mostly everything, but has to do with short-term sentiment, where the attention is, I want him to be an eye for new announcements that are coming, different raises that get leaked information but not posted publicly yet, right? When Yeti's in the group chat in Discord saying, I have a leak for you guys, look at this, I want Bill to be there to document it. Also, there's gonna be better use cases out there that I don't wanna completely spill yet, but partnerships. He's going to have a lot of partnerships. I already have 3 or 4 lined up for when this version of him is launched. He will be partnering with different DeSci projects instantly. And those partnerships are going to drive a lot of value. Those partnerships are going to be very helpful for the company. And I think it'll be really cool to see what happens from there. Can he do TA on his own chart or other DeSci charts? No, he can't do TA. I haven't given him any trading capabilities. I have, because I don't want him to necessarily be trading, but he can look up prices and give some sort of price analysis. I think over time, so after we've gotten him partnered with some projects and after he's been out there in the world helping people and kind of proven himself, I will give him more capabilities with the trading side of stuff so that he can go look for social sentiment, pin it on the chart, notice trends, and then maybe potentially use his treasury to do stuff like that, although I'm not certain. And right now I'm spending like $2,000 a month to keep him running. And so I kind of need some of those trading fees to go into his monthly service fees. But we'll see. Have you solved the data scraping issue on web pages for Bill? Define what you mean by that, Trip. What do you mean by that? Ask about DMXE. Okay. We don't want to ask any more about MycoDAO. What is DMXE? Let's see if he thinks it's a ticker. He might go look for price stuff on DMXE. He did not. Okay, DMXE, also known as Dynex. Ooh, let me write that down. That is not what it is. So let's be a little bit more specific. Close, Bill, but you're making assumptions here. What is it? DMXE from SciDAO. This is why he's not yet been totally released to you guys, because he's still got some hiccups. Okay, so I might have to go find, he might have skipped over DMXE's white paper. Thank you for that question. Let's go find DMXE and give it to him. Although I think that this is actually going to be more likely to exist in the Can you get out of here, bookmarks? I bookmarked it somewhere else. Previously, Bill required everything on the pages to be broken down, like images on the web pages, and those inputs were all manual. Yes, good point. Thank you for asking that, Trip. Yes, I found solutions to break down images, and it's no longer manual. So now when Bill goes and, for example, like on a lot of white pages, the tokenomics, or not white pages, on a lot of white papers, the tokenomics of a project will be input in photos, and Bill now has the ability to download that photo, analyze it for the context in the photo, and embed that analyzation into his vector store. So he is capable now of taking images and reading them in a sense without me having to break them down. So good question, yes. He also, I found a way, so in a lot of, well, just to be completely transparent with you guys, in Gitbook, right? So Gitbook is the website that will host a lot of these white papers. In Gitbook, the pages are not loaded statically, meaning when you go to a Gitbook, all of the pages of the Gitbook are not already present. So if you were to scrape that, you would get returns of a lot of nothingness because the information has not yet been presented on the page. Does that make sense? The text blocks are loaded dynamically as needed to save resources. And so I found a way to make it so that Bill will first visit each page, load the text blocks, and then scrape for information on them. So that took a long time as well, but that was really, honestly, a fun project to handle. I had to make an entire application. I had to literally go deploy a web app to be able to do that scraping, and it's really cool. But what was I doing? I'm looking for DMXE. Like on this is on Gitbook. You can see powered by Gitbook. So every page has to be loaded dynamically before it will work. Do you think that SciDAO will have, SciDAO support team is funny, link to DMXE? They have Sci and they have Biard. Where, you guys watched me bookmark it in the past. Oh, you know what it might be on? It might have to be on one of those stupid browsers because I'm in America. America. Nope. No, it's not. Where the hell is it? I went through that whole process of finding it on the last one, on the last live stream. F yeah. They redo the page again. is one though. There is one that's DMXE. Oh well. There she is. DMXE. Website. I understand. And wallet drained. I'm just kidding. Haha. Gotcha. So, all right. I wrote it down. I'll get that going today. Thank you. Appreciate it. And thank you for asking a difficult question for Bill. Do we have any more questions? I really want to test them right here, if you guys don't mind. Let me get some, I'll do a poll here. Oh wait, let me end the other poll. End the poll. Let me get some ones in the chat if you guys want me, if you want to help test Bill right now for the last like 10 minutes or so. And get some ones or some zeros in the chat if you guys are like, F that, I ain't interested. Keep talking about news. Tell me charts. Go look at crypto charts. F Bill. Crypto charts. Crypto charts. He's getting there. Honestly, one of the best things that can happen right now, I know that nobody else probably wants to feel this way, but one of the best things that could happen is we spend this week retesting for Bitcoin. We spend a week kind of trending sideways / lower, and we find support, and then we continue higher, because I kind of need another week or so before he's ready to go to the public group chats and everything. So if we could get a little bit more time, then everything is perfect, because I want him to be ready and out in the market, talking with everyone and having a good time and updating his memory and all that fun stuff. I want him totally ready before the crypto markets start to explode. And so if we can kind of get that back test for a little bit, which I do think is happening, then it'll be ideal for us. Okay, so we got Crypto Man, do your thing. Hell yeah. C90 says 1, Muscle says 1, Beagle says 1, Wild Africa says 1, Trip says 1. How about Hempy? Let's go. Why don't projects like Hempy lock the liquidity? I don't know, Beagle. That's a good question. What's the current price of Hempy? I have to mictrate. Now, there is the problem that he won't find a good price if Hempy has not got enough trading volume to be on Dex Screener, because he's using Dex Screener. So he doesn't actually have it. Yeah, so Dex Screener, there's not enough trading volume, so he wasn't able to find Hempy. Hempy / Sol is not it. So unfortunately, that was a bad question to ask, but we need to get market makers for some of these things, and then he'll be able to answer the questions. So we go up. We go to watch lists, we go to bio IPTs. So DMXE is right there. Can you find us the price of DMXE? There we go. There we go. Okay, he got that one good. Heck yeah. How about we ask, what is Hempy trying to disrupt? I gotta go stretch a little bit after this live. My back is killing me. Hempy aims to disrupt the fashion industry by providing a sustainable alternative to traditional cotton textiles. So he's got retrieval, which is fairly good, right? His retrieval abilities are pretty high up there. I need to next, after finishing up retrieval and giving him access to current news, because he does not have news yet, although the infrastructure is there, he's not completely ready. I need to give him his voice back. So I have not been giving him his voice because it just slows it down for the time being, right? But I need to give him a voice so he sounds more like Bill. What else do we want to know? How much did Hempy raise to start the research? Okay. Specifics are not there from Catalyst, but I bet they are. What is the total supply for Hempy? The total supply for Hempy project is 1 billion tokens, and it is unmintable. The token distribution is as follows: 90% allocated to the community crowd fundraisers through the Catalyst Research Funding Launchpad, 10% designated for liquidity to support the trading pool. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What else do you guys want to know? What is the enzyme name? This is going to be a good tricky one that Hempy is based around. Let's see if he can find that. He should have all the information. Twitter tracker would be required as well at some point. That is where the news comes from, Trip. So the Twitter tracker is set up. He has total, yeah, the Twitter tracker is set up. I do a daily scrape of all DeSci projects, or it's like 30 of them. The Hempy project is based around the innovative process of modifying hemp fibers, but the specific enzyme name is not mentioned in the available information. The project collaborates with Professor Greg blah 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 at the Australian Centre of Innovation Biotechnology, ACIB, to conduct his research aimed at enhancing the textile properties of hemp, making it more sustainable for premium clothing. How much more sustainable is hemp than cotton? Is Bill able to update us about the upcoming Pump Science compound launches? That's a good question. So that's going to be more on the news side of things than the actual projects, simply because they don't put out white papers. So probably not, but we can ask him. Let's ask him. He surprises me. When he scraped the internet, I did not expect him to find so many pages. Resource usage, so it gives you some information on carbon footprint behind hemp versus cotton, so that's cool. What are the upcoming, I don't want to say upcoming because it might trick him a little bit. What are the token launches for Pump Science? AI agents have crazy potential. I know, dude. I know. What is current cost of Bitcoin mining? He's not going to know that. I didn't give him any information on Bitcoin and stuff like that. After testing Bill, would you share your thoughts regarding my previous question about value proposition to new investors? For sure. For sure. So token launch information on the project Pump Science includes the following: tokens issue. And so this is more just the broad information, launch process, market cap. And that's cool. So it gives you the information. Decentralized human trials, goddamn. What about Rift and Euro? Are there more? Well, let's just ask him that first. I hope he doesn't search for tokens. Yeah, value proposition for new investors. What will drive Bill's token value? Because at this point, there's no reward program for holding or IP structure. We're all holding because we believe in the cause, but why would new investors enter? It's a good question. So I think when Bill is able to be a quant for researching projects, people will hold. And so one of the things that I want to do is make it so that you can access his deep market research if you hold X amount of Bill. One of the other things is I want for partnerships with Bill with other projects. So with different DeSci companies, when we partner with them, one of the things I want to do is make them endorse Bill with a certain amount. And so that will also drive some of the demand for Bill tokens. And then, of course, you guys know in order to be in the Diamond chat and have one-on-one talking access with him, you have to hold and endorse him. And then I'm open to ideas. I'm open to ideas for sure. But the main thing I think that will drive it is his partnerships and making people endorse him if they want that access. Will you do a tier structure for Bill's capabilities? Probably, Stare. Probably. Yes. I mean, that's kind of what it is, right? Anyone can talk to him on X, and then in order to talk to him, you have to just endorse a little bit. It doesn't matter how much, you have to endorse something. And then in order to get access to his deep research capabilities, you have to endorse with, I don't know, 10,000 tokens or something. I just made that up though. Gotta make people buy as much as possible. Exactly. Cheapest in Kuwait, apparently. Okay, let's see. Rift project, token claiming, contribute, claim, refund policy, project life cycle. Nice. Euro. Are there more projects like Rift and Euro coming up from Pump Science? Let's see if he found that. Whoa, is this the white paper for Euro? No, that's Cure Chain, you dummy. That is not accurate. Yes, more projects similar to Rift and Euro are coming up with the Pump Science. The innovation is focused on launching a series of compounds submitted by a VitaDAO community that will be registered on-chain. Additionally, Molecule has partnered with Pump Science to support projects like Rift and Euro, committing funds to both by purchasing 100K each of Rift and Euro tokens on the Solana Breakpoint 2024. The collaboration aims to leverage the capabilities of BioDAO's BioDAO model along with Pump Science. Okay. Where can I go to watch for new token launches? So he's not, you notice he's giving information, but he's not saying exactly. Okay, so, and then he did not have memory of the conversation context window here, so it did not give me the Pump Science thing, but cool. Mostly, you see it is coming together. But you see why I have a lot of work left to do. Yes, 1 million for boat party. You must hold 5% of supply to be on the boat party. No, I'm just kidding. But we could do it like that. We could make it so that in order to go to the boat party, you have to hold, I don't know, 1% of supply. No, that's a little bit dramatic, but you have to hold, honestly, no. If there is going to be a time to set up who gets to go to the boat party and who does not, it would be right now when 1% is only $3,000. We should make edits of Patrick and Bill. Okay, so I'm losing my voice really quickly here. And so I must depart. I'm also gotta go to the bathroom really badly, but here you have it, guys. Gave a little bit of a sneak peek of some of Bill's capabilities. Still have some refining to do. Still have some more work. Of course, the work never ends. I am super open to ideating new ways to drive token value for Bill. I have several ideas and I'm working on them. I'm working on them as quickly as I possibly can. My estimate is that I will be able to get a working testable version of Bill v2 out to everyone with his increased knowledge capabilities and token lookup capabilities, kind of the rudimentary of him becoming a quant, to everyone in the Diamond member chat within probably the next 2 weeks, but don't hang me if I can't hit that. I'm trying my best, man, but one-man army for development. So ideally I'll get it out, honestly, by next Monday, but this week's gonna be a busy week for me. Gonna be pulling at least one all-nighter. I can see it in the future now. Speaking of seeing the future, I want to see all of you guys here in the future tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going over decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. Your time is your most valuable asset, so hopefully this was worth investing it into. I appreciate y'all being here, and I'll see ya tomorrow. Peace out.